Thanks for having me. Appreciate it, Tim.
What we're really excited to do with the reel is sort of uncover some of what the underground San Francisco really is. Like
Sure.
not underground in a dodgy sort of criminal way, but more so the iconic people
Sure.
that run San Francisco, that do all these cool things, that own restaurants, that run capital partners, that
I
do
don't
all
know
that
if I'm
stuff.
iconic, but I appreciate you
We're
having
gonna,
me either
we are
way.
going to get you there.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
so former founder of KL Capital?
Yes, I started the
Yes.
company in 2009.
Hell yeah. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. What led you to the field of mortgages and money and paper pushing?
It's kind of random. I wish there was a better story other than the fact that, after school, it was, right around the time where real estate was taking off, kind of that first cycle pre-recession. So, '02,
2009.
'03.
Gotcha,
Yeah,
gotcha,
no,
gotcha.
so this was prior to me starting the company.
Yeah, yeah.
So, I went, worked for a big mortgage bank, tried that out. And then I found a smaller mortgage bank, but one that was doing some really good volume here in the city,
Mhm.
that I ended up joining up with, and had a really good run there for a couple years. And then right around I want to say '05, '06, I left and started a company with a few people that were at that previous company with me.
Sweet.
And yeah, that's kind of how I got into the business.
We're obviously in Silicon Valley, or the top point. Did that land of entrepreneurship kind of push you into, I'm going to start my own thing?
It's kind of one of those things. Kind of as I think a younger guy who maybe thought a lot more of himself than he should have.
Dude, that's
I
the
thought
way
I
to
could
do
do it
it.
better than everybody else,
That's
right?
the way you got to be, though.
Yeah. So, I can't say I entirely knew what I was doing, but I had learned, a really good base from the places that I was at.
Yeah.
And I wanted to, try to do it on my own. So,
I mean,
that's kind of how it came about.
that's pretty similar to my story. I started doing a few things before I got into real estate, and I was like, this is Silicon Valley. Everyone's starting a company. You kind of ride that vibe,
Sure.
you ride that wave, and
Sure.
it's a powerful place, and
Sure.
it's really cool.
Sure.
Um, Jumping from more business related stuff to personal life, I've obviously got plenty of business videos from you now at this point.
Sure. Sure.
So, dude, one thing that I love about you, and this is pretty recent to me getting to know you, is
Sure.
we go out.
Yeah.
We do it. We do San Francisco the way that a lot of people don't see San Francisco. A lot of people
Sure.
don't know that there is a huge night scene. It's a bit
Sure.
more underground.
Yep.
And every time I've gone out with you, we've been at the hottest DJs. It's been at the hottest nightclubs. We've had the table right behind the DJ booth. Like,
Yeah, well, unfortunately, I can't take credit for that either. I mean, we're all lucky. We're all lucky to have, a lot of good friends and
Sure.
all kinds of different industries and all kinds of different walks. And you've met a lot of the same people. I mean, some of our closest friends, happen to run a couple of things
Hell
out
yeah.
here.
Yeah.
One guy, throws some of the biggest parties. Probably one of the biggest promoters here in the city, and another couple of really close friends that actually run a couple facilities.
Sure.
So,
Sure.
yeah, I mean, it's we like to work hard, but we like to kind of get out there, and
Exactly.
you're the same way, right? Like, I just like being around people. It's fun to be around friends and catch up, and
And in this scene, like in the world that we obviously live in, it's a lot of sales, getting people to do things, and then
Sure.
pushing papers for them, and,
Sure.
and stress levels obviously build. You have to deal with other people's shit a lot of the time.
mm-hmm.
That's your way of blowing it off.
Yeah, one of them.
Cool.
One of them, and it's not even really blowing off steam. It's just something that I like to do is just kind of be with friends, and again, just being around people. Obviously, love music a lot.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
when that's kind of incorporated with what I'm doing, it always makes it better. So
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Especially when it's that same crew. I love being relatively new to Gueco real estate.
Yep.
Relatively compared
Yep.
to everyone out there. The sphere, the world that exists around it. It's
Yeah.
fucking cool. Like,
it's
fun
really
to
cool.
be around.
I mean, and you obviously blend right in. I mean, I've been able to hang out with you these last few months, and it's interesting. You guys really have a good thing going from an organizational standpoint. Every single person kind of fits, I think, what
Yeah.
the company really is,
Yeah.
and and I say company almost loosely because it's more than that, and that's something that I really look to you guys, for inspiration. And again, it's more of a family. It's more of a community. I mean, you guys are really kind of a different breed. So you blend right in, and all the other guys. It's really something special. So I'm really lucky to be able to
please.
hang
I'm
out with you
lucky.
guys, work with you guys, and yeah, no, we're all blessed in that way.
What else, man? What else? So something that Kevin and I do, and you obviously joined in, was working out. What like sort of the three pillars that we have is the business, we have the working out, and then we have the social scene.
Sure.
What else? Anything else sort of on the plate that you use San Francisco for that not a lot of people
I
do
mean,
know?
I think not necessarily. I mean, there's probably just some of the same stuff. I love food, right? So
Yeah.
this you can't really get much better than that as far as the food out here. But yeah, I mean, I just love being in the city. I love traveling. I love going places, but I can't imagine living anywhere else.
Really?
Yeah.
Good, man. That's good.
No.
Good for you.
I mean, business is here, obviously.
Yeah.
So I've worked to kind of grow my book, and everything's local. But even outside of that, and even outside of just all the fact that majority of my friends and family are here as well, just something about the city. This city is just it's just different and it's special. Yeah.
I'll have to pull that from you because there's a big. I'm a country boy at heart. Like, I love the city. I never actually thought I'd turn into a city boy, but it's growing on me.
Oh, you're a city boy now.
It's growing on me.
you're a total city boy.
Dude, I used to, like, for 5 years in this country, I was in Humboldt County, a town called Arcata. There was 10,000 people, 7,000 were associated with the university.
Where's OSU?
OSU's in Corvallis.
Corvallis, which is how far from Portland is that?
It's about an hour and 45 south.
Okay, so you're
again,
not
like cow country, middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
There's 50,000 people in the town. 35 are in the university. So summer rolls out, and there's no one. And like that's what I was used to for 5 years in the States.
Yep.
And I come to this thing, and it's just people doing shit all the time.
Yep.
One thing that I want to leave with is everybody in this circle is building something. They're building something bigger than their job. They're building something bigger than their career. They really want to tackle life in a huge way.
Sure.
Legacy is a big word that kind of gets rolled around. Like, what legacy do people want to leave? Do they want to be seen as a social perception? What's the big goal? Like, what's the big picture?
I mean, I don't really care how people see me from a social perception,
Sure.
to be quite frank.
Cool.
But I do, really want to establish myself as the premier lender here in the city, whether it's residential finance, whether it's commercial finance. I'm lucky enough to have, built some relationships and a network where I'm kind of the go-to guy, but at the same time, as small as the city is geographically, there's a lot of business out there to be had, and there's a lot of opportunities out there. I'd love to get into, more institutional size stuff, at some point, but yeah, I mean, really, it's just working towards something bigger, working towards, becoming the person that people automatically think of when it comes to real estate finance. That's kind of what I'm working towards. A funny story, which I just thought of. I don't know if it's funny. It's a story though.
Well, you get a lot.
So 2000 and I'm gonna have to check this. Maybe Kevin knows. 2004, 2005.
Okay.
I was, punk kid, mid-20s.
Who wasn't?
We were kicking doors down, trying to create relationships with developers, real estate companies, what have you. And, we actually ended up getting into one of the more established, larger real estate firms here in the city as a preferred lender. So it was a joint venture partnership where, basically, I set up office inside of this larger real estate company to get business. Worked with the owner and worked with his agents. It was a big company at the time. And at the time, there was this small group of mercenaries that was also working at the company. Prior to Climb Real Estate starting and becoming what they were, Climb was a little hit squad within the real estate company I was at. It's called Vanguard Properties. And Kevin was part of that team.
Yeah.
So we're both, same age, similar in age, and weekly sales meetings. I would always be there. He would always be there. I would do my little presentation. And then, all the different agents would go around, talk about what they've sold, different listings, things like that. And Kevin was up there, man, he must have been 24, 25 years old also. And just every week, this got into escrow, this got into escrow, this got into escrow. I mean, just a killer. And I was always like, who the hell is this? Who the hell is this guy? And, that was, geez, almost 15 years ago, probably now. I mean, not 15, maybe 13, 12, 13 years.
Sure, still.
But it's been really, really fun to see him grow and watch, what he's done with with the company, obviously with the help of all of you guys. It's been great to see Nini and him working together. She comes from my world, so she was at Opus, she was at Wells. I mean, she was a lender just like me.
Yeah.
But to kind of see them all kind of working together,
She's a savage,
it's
dude.
it's pretty amazing. Yeah, she's a natural.
I forgot to like we had like a buyer tour the other day, and
Yeah.
the buyer cancelled last minute, and I was pretty butthurt because it's my primary buyer.
Yeah.
And me and Nini are working on it together, and I forgot to tell the listing agent that the appointment was cancelled, and like 10 minutes before it, she just blows me up. She's like, you forgot to do this? Like,
Yeah.
This is Tim. Come on, reputation.
Yeah.
Amongst realtors. And I was like,
Yeah. Yeah.
sorry.
Yeah. No,
Sorry, Mom.
she's on it. But the just how everything has ended up. How my relationship with with Kevin and Nini has grown. It didn't happen overnight. Again, we worked together within that same real estate company, and then ultimately Kevin and his team left, and
Yeah.
Climb Real Estate started, and now that is what it is. And obviously Kevin's since moved on from that. But it was really only over the last, I want to say maybe 5-6 years or so, that we really started working together, and we really started kind of getting to know each other. And really over the last few years is when we really started kind of developing more of a personal relationship. So I've known the guy for a long time, and I've seen him from afar, but it really is kind of more recently where Kevin and I became closer. And then obviously with that, I have been able to create a relationship with Nini and and all of the other guys. But the reason why I bring all of that up is Kevin was the one that really took the time to kind of reach out, hear about my business. Very, very thoughtful, and you know how he is. He asks the right questions.
Yeah,
And he's very inquisitive.
calculated in
Yeah,
his question.
he is. He really is. And to be quite frank, I mean, if it wasn't for him being as thoughtful and with his time and just kind of being kind of creative and trying to figure out how we can work together, we probably wouldn't have the relationship we do now. So it's kind of funny how things work out.
Yeah.
And kind of come full circle.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
I wish. I mean, I'm not in my mid-20s anymore. I'm an old man, but
Neither am I.
but
I'm pushing.
yeah,
30,
we're all
so
in a
it's
kind of a
scary.
good place together. So it's fun. It's been fun to kind of watch them, watch them grow, watch you guys grow as a
Yeah.
company, and us kind of growing together is really a fun and exciting thing. So it's nice to kind of be along for the ride.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I think to full circle and finish off that legacy component of that
Sure.
question. You are what and I'm again relatively new to knowing this whole social circle,
Sure.
but you are already the go-to guy to get anything done, anything financing related. Like if it's hit up Yilam, see if you can do it. Hit up Yilam, see if you can do it. And so the other day, and this is a cool story from my background is
Sure.
two of my old roommates and two of my best friends started a gym in Palo Alto.
Yeah. Right.
And it's the fastest growing small business in Palo Alto history. They went from having 0 members, having this old like tin shed that actually me and Corey, the founder, found. We're just driving out of Equinox one day. It's like that.
It's
like
on Portage, right? It's right. It's on the same street as Equinox.
It's in
or?
the same parking lot as Equinox. And
Okay.
so we left Equinox. 3 of the top trainers. We took all of our clientele and we took it to this little shanty garage place.
Yep.
In the same parking lot on Park Avenue, on Park Boulevard.
Okay.
Right by the Caltrain station in Palo Alto. But they have just within I think 16 months reached capacity of that gym, which is insanely quick. And Corey hits me up the other day and he's like, "Hey man, I need to figure out a way to get money for the second business. I've obviously got a lot of private investors. A lot of my clients will give me the full sum, but they want 100% back in 2 years kind of thing." And I'm thinking there has to be a bank or some sort of situation to do this. And you pop right into my mind as like, I'm gonna hit up Elon, see if you can do this.
I appreciate that.
And getting into that legacy component is you've already got it. Like you are in the small circle that knows you's mind.
Sure.
You're already the person of like, if I need something done, I'm gonna hit you up.
Yeah, and I never take that for granted. I mean, regardless of how small or big that sphere gets, how that circle gets, you really kind of value when people think of you for whatever solution it is. So it's much appreciated.
Of course.
Had lunch with Corey.
Hell yeah.
Really good guy. We caught up. Have a lot in common, and hopefully we could put something together for him. So
Either way.
thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
Thanks for coming on this. This is
Thanks
awesome.
Thanks for the time. Can we eat now?
Let's fucking eat.
Okay.